Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today, we're going to be talking about Mr. Ihsan. Now, it's been a while since I've done an Olgrotha deck. It's not really Olgrotha per se, but he is from there. Ihsan, yeah, he doesn't really do much. 6 mana, 5/5 protection from white. That's it. That's what he does. So, where I went with it was, well, he just has protection from white. So let's go with mono black protection from white. As it turns out, there's not enough to build an entire deck out of, but I kind of made it work a little bit. So first, let's start with the protection from white creatures. We have the Eviscerator. Yeah, he cuts you when he comes in. But you know what? He's a 5/5 for 5. Yeah, today that would be like enough. But anyway, he does have protection from white. The Grotesque Hybrid, I got this in the wrong pile, I think, because this is not, yeah, this is not per se, he doesn't automatically have it, but he could get it. Now, there is some overlap here with green. There is some cards that, affect white or green. It's just, what do you call that, splash damage. We have the Bog Elemental, another 5 mana. I've noticed that as far as Pro White goes, we don't get over 5 mana at all, ever. So, yeah, he does eat a land every turn, so that's not optimal. But there again, he has Pro White. Now, the Marauding Knight here, this is beautiful because it says opponents. Now, in a big multiplayer game like we play, this guy could potentially be huge. White is, it's a pretty popular color. Malakir Blood Witch is flying in Pro White. Period. End of story. When she comes into play, she's going to deal 1 damage because she's the only vampire in the dang deck. So, but she flies. So, that's a big thing to hold off those angels. The Dross Harvester, 3 mana 4/4, Pro White. Hey, he cuts you hard every turn. But as long as you're killing things, as long as you can kill 2 creatures a turn, you can break even, which that's kind of a tall order right there. We have the Disciple of Malice, just a plain old cycling Pro White guy. We got the Knight of Infamy. Protection is a ability that they don't print anymore. It's not supported. Because protection actually does 4 different things. Order of the Even Hand, been rocking this guy forever. Good old-fashioned Black Knight. That the value on the knights, or the White Knight and the Black Knight, are just amazing. Hand of Cruelty, similar, but Bushido. Knight of Stronghold. There was actually a standard way back in the day where you could have 4 Knight of Strongholds, 4 Black Knights, and 4 Order of the Even Hands. And as a matter of fact, that deck was good because you filled your hand back up with Necropotence. But anyway. And then we went back with Cold Snap and tried to, the Lost set, as it were. And we're getting a little fuzzy here. And I'm just making it worse. There we go. Kind of a throwback to the Fallen Empires era there. And then we have Crypt Angel. Now, yeah, she's not going to have that comes into play effect. She's a 3/3 flying Pro White. Now, so that's it. Now, granted, there is the Phyrexian guy that has pro with Infect. He is awesome. I don't have a lot, and I'm using him in the Infect deck, so there's a few spotty creatures here and there, because I think there's only 21 that actually legit have protection from white. But these are creatures that actually work with white. Like, or well, I say with, work against white. The Bloodstock, when it dies, you're going to kill a white creature. Abomination. We're getting fuzzy again. I like the fact this is a 2/6. Now, it's hard for me to, pump up an Abomination because, it's an Abomination. But Phyrexian Slayer, it can be blocked by the white creature. It's just going to die, regardless of how big it is. Irene Singir, hey, back from Homelands. She just makes the white enchantments, so their ghostly prison's going to cost more. Lifebane Zombie. You get to exile a white creature from their hand. Now, Rebel Informer is way better than you think it is. Okay? Yeah, it can't be the target of white stuff, but 3 mana to put target Rebel on the bottom of its owner's library. There's a lot of good changelings that see a lot of play. Now, granted, there's probably only, I'm taking a stab, 20 or 30 changeling cards in existence. But, man, put your mirror entity on the bottom of your library. We good? Douthie Horror can be blocked by white creatures, and he has shadow, so he's like pretty close to unblockable. I mean, I guess red and green have cards that can block shadow. Blue, black, and white actually have shadow, so we have ghost puppies. Now, how many black creatures do you see that have vigilance? And Nameless Race. Now, I obviously that RL up there is for reserve list. It's not written on the card. It's written on the perfect fit, so don't stress. Yeah, cards like this on the reserve list. Anyway, little trivia here. Nameless Race is the only creature to not have a creature type. For just flavor reasons. But it's going to be hard. It has always been hard to make Nameless Race work. It's rough. I do have a few choose a color cards, which I'm almost, with this deck, it's just, I feel like I have to choose white with the Curse of Wizardry or the Persecute. I'm not going to say I'm going to every time, but because there may be, Persecute, such an amazing card. Now, non-creature stuff that deals with white. We got Putrefaction. They play a white spell, they discard a card. It's just that simple. Well, it also hits green too. Yawgmoth's Edict. When they cast a white spell, they lose a life, and we gain one. Deathmark's just going to shoot down a white creature. Execute's going to shoot it down. Can't be regenerated, which is not really a thing anymore. And then you get to draw a card. Now, Gloomlance makes them discard. You have activated my trap card. So, white creatures hitting you, which more than likely they're going to. If you're just sitting over here and you're popping white creatures and your protection from white, and they are going to swing at you with something you can't block. So, It's really good. For 2 mana, it's really good. For 6 mana, it's not so much. Self-inflicted wound. They're going to sack a white creature. Yes, a lot of these are green or white, but we're targeting white. It's just the peripheral of green. I guess, I mean, it's very possible that could be useful. Dread of Night says no to Pegasus and spirit tokens and lots of other things. So, Soul Rend. Bury, gosh, I love that word. It is bury target creature. Okay, what bury means is destroy without possibility of regeneration. I mean, you put it in the graveyard and you just cover it up. And you bury it. So, but they don't use bury anymore because they don't use regeneration anymore. So it's kind of, hand in hand there. Talara's Bane. They discard it, but they got to have a white creature. So now, Desolation is. I was a huge fan of this back when this was in Type 2, back what it was before they called it Standard. Is I would Dark Ritual this Joker out on turn 1 and use like all the artifact mana, because anyway, it's beautiful. It does affect everybody. If you do Dark Ritual out on turn 1, it will eat your only land. It's a bigger deal now than it was then. But anyway, at the end of each turn, so that blue player's over there sweating. Corrupted Roots. Enchant Forest or Plains, this is a beautiful early card because if you hit their only plains and they have to tap it, they're just going to take some incremental damage there. Probably 2, 4. You might get 3 hits with it before they act like that land doesn't exist. Of course, good old-fashioned Gloom. Gloom is... Now, they made this to deal with the circles of protection, but it also works with that... Oh, the name escapes me. The 2-mana white enchantment that is so broken that makes 4/4 angels. Yeah, now they're paying 5 mana instead of 2 mana to get those angels, so it's more, balanced-ish. Inquisition, a lot of old cards in this set since they don't do protection anymore. Just saying. Now, what I don't like about the Inquisition, you do get to look at their hand. They do take white damage, but they get to keep the cards. I guess that would be a little powerful, for 3 mana. Anyway, Massacre, the original, what we call Black Wrath back in the day. If somebody's got a plains, this Joker's free. And that is pretty sweet to have, -2, -2. It's not 2 damage, so all your indestructible things, I don't care. And then just Stench of Evil. We're just going to destroy all planes. And then they're going to take damage for planes that they... Now, you can pay 2 mana for each 1 damage. But you can't prevent the destroying of the planes. So, yeah, 4-mana destroy all planes is hardcore. So we got Reign of Terror. Now, Reign of Terror hurts you. It does kill all the white creatures. Now, by the way, Virtue's Ruin is also a beautiful card. I don't have but like 2 or 3 of those that needs to be in here because it's a strictly better version of Reign of Terror. But, man, it's so good. Now, the rest of what we've got is to, I guess, just help make the deck function. Mana Ramp, I guess is what you're going to call it. Ramp. We got a Mind Stone, a Totem, the Black Mana Battery, and as far as permanent, that's it. I mean, I do have Dark Ritual, Cabal Ritual, and Reign of Filth. Now, Reign of Filth is late game, hands down what you want, because you can flat play some spells in a turn. You know. Board wipe of Larry, and then the Dregs of Sorrow. Now, Dregs of Sorrow is, as far as board wipes go, it is rather on the expensive side, 5 and X. But, you know, as long as they're not black, you get to draw the cards. So, next we have things that are just, you know, Corrupt, Dark Banishing, Tendrils of Corruption. We got some air in here. Let's see if we can get some of it out before it pumps back up. Terror, Doomblade, and I'm running the Spinning Darkness. Now, I love Spinning Darkness. Spinning Darkness was amazing. I run it 4 of back then. But anyway, you know, Mind Sludge, Diabolic Tutor. I specifically chose that art for Diabolic Tutor because it's the one they don't use a lot. Now, Turmoil's Crypt is going to get rid of that graveyard action we got going on. Animate Dead. We've killed a lot of things. We might as well bring something back and call it ours. Now, Simulacrum is a card that I believe, what is the term? Criminally underplayed. Because the Alpha Strike is absolutely a thing to that Voltron commander that's coming at you. You know what? Hey, I'll just sack one of my own guys. I know I can't block your dude, or whatever. I think this guy will take it for the team. But FYI, they took this out of the core set, and their reasoning was because of the word retroactively. I don't know. I guess they couldn't reword it. And our last card is the Thran Tome. Now, I love me some Thran Tome. 4 to cast and 5 to use is kind of expensive, but essentially you're drawing 2 cards. It's 5 tap, draw 2, which is not bad. Now, granted, one of those cards, you're getting the worst 2 out of 3, but a lot of times you can actually pick an opponent that has no... Maybe we get lucky. Maybe there's one player at the table that ain't playing white, and he don't really care. So, but anyway, that is what I've got for Isn't Shade and the protection from white deck, as it were. I do appreciate you watching. Y'all let me know what you think. But right now, we're going to shuffle and cut.